217 for 4 in 20 overs. We discussed two logics earlier. One was the toss logic, which looks like it's going out of the window. The second one was the t-shirt logic, which I think is working. Clearly the green jersey is not in favor of RCB.
Absolutely.
89 runs in the last 5 overs and Sanju Samson was on fire.
Mayhem, absolute mayhem.
Par ya par, laga diye do char.
Toss logic, I feel, is still not gone out of the window.
It's still there.
I think this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, RCB knows that 217 they have to get. So the thought process, 218 for super over 217.
Acha, I was thinking you're going to say, acha, pehle 217 to ban jao, uske baad 18.
But I think, this is what we were talking about. Now 217, the thought process is pretty simple. They have to go from ball 1, and the RCB, as we all know, is top heavy. So one guy needs to play the similar kind of role what Sanju Samson did. I think someone needs to carry the bat through and take that responsibility of batting probably 15 to 20 overs, and they have that. I think RCB, if you look at it, like Quinton de Kock is capable of doing that. Brandon McCullum is capable of doing that. AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli. But of these four players, I think one has to fire for RCB to win this game.
One or more. There's another person who got a lot more. One person who got a lot more, and that is Sanju Samson. What an innings! And you were telling me you hired him when he was 13 years old. Does it tell us the story?
13 years old. There's Biju, who's now the coach of the women's fielding coach of the Indian women's team. He was with us, and he was from Kerala. He was a scout for KK, and he said, "There's this young boy which you must see because he has at 13 he has this amazing combination of size and quickness and hand-eye." Okay. And we took him for a tour of Sri Lanka. In fact, one of the other players playing there was Mandeep Singh, who's now on the other end today.
Mandy,
And Mohammad Irfan, the 7-foot 1-inch Pakistani, he also came for that tour. And the interesting thing was we played against top-level Sri Lankan opposition. That means at least all of them had, the teams we played were club sides, but they all had 3-4 internationals. Because, in Colombo, all those clubs have 3-4 internationals playing for them. And he got out. He scored a few runs. He got out. He got 20s, 30s, again, not consistent. But the problem was never in his eye or his ability to play the ball. So that's what, Dave Watmore said. Look at that guy. He's a 13-year-old. Okay. He's getting out because he's making bad decisions, not because he can't play at this level. You know how you can make out the difference. And from a 13 now, you can see that he's finally got that maturity, shot selection maturity. That's coming. What a player.
And Zach, you was captain last year. What was your equation with him like?
He's amazing talent. I think he's not getting opportunity to keep, but he's truly an all-rounder. Like a person who can contribute with two departments. And equally is always an asset. But his strength is he plays fast bowling so well. And those short arm pulls which he plays is special. I think he's got the ability. His timing is superb. And for a small guy, he can hit the ball really long. I think, and that's just because of sheer hand and eye coordination and timing. Because he's not a guy with a lot of power. You see the likes of Kyron Pollard and Ben Stokes and Russell, for that matter. Has got that sheer power. And this one is pure timing. He just plays these shots on pure timing. And I think if in the last IPL season also he was in terrific nick, and he's just continuing from there. He's just growing as a player, and someone of this caliber, if has a great IPL, then RR certainly will have a great chance of
staying
in this IPL. Yeah.
Sanju Samson's performance today has got him that orange cap, and he's so young and he has had such a great innings today. Let's just actually take a look at his innings. Some great numbers. In fact, I think there were about 10 sixes? That's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, the best part of it was the first 8 sixes he hit without hitting a single 4.
Yeah, I think he got tired
8 sixes without hitting. Then finally, I think it was a Yorker that he guided to the third man boundary, and then finished it off with a couple of sixes. But yeah, 8 sixes to start with, just didn't. It was amazing timing.
What do you do? I mean, at one end you have Yuzvendra Chahal, who's come back, into form after 2 games. Umesh Yadav has been firing for 2 games, and suddenly today it was just all over the place. What do you do? How do you, curb a batsman like this?
Well, I mean, you can't
right, I figured that. Yeah.
on any given day when someone is in such a form, and when we are predicting the score also, we are taking into consideration all the other factors as well.
You said
right?
160,
yeah,
170, and they got 270.
Yeah, I said 175.
Exactly. So
155. Yeah.
So actually, this shows that the momentum which RCB had created with their bowling in the last game, we were taking into account that as well. But everything is gone out of the window because of sheer brilliance of a guy on that particular day, and that's what this format is all about. Like, if one batsman bats through, can actually carry the innings on his shoulders completely, and it's a great example of doing that. Like, but what Sanju Samson showed today was that only. We were hoping that someone like Ajinkya Rahane is going to do that.
Yeah.
But I think, to get to this kind of total, it didn't look like at any stage that RR is going to go past 200. It's only that one person's brilliance has taken them through to put up such a mammoth total right now, which is going to be very, very hard for RCB.
Yeah, it is a steep hill for RCB.
It has to take something really special for them to.
They were at 129 in 15 overs, and then it just changes.
For set for 160, 170.
Yeah.
He just exploded in the end.
Yeah.
But the other thing I'd be interested in looking at is how bad is Rahane's injury, because he actually played with a lot of freedom up top, because
batted beautifully.
Yeah, because he was injured, and sometimes it frees your mind because he knows he's under no pressure. So he played his shots. He got out. He had to, because he was chancing his arm because you couldn't make out. But how serious is his injury? Because as a captain, will he be able to go down there? Will he be able to do what he needs to do as a captain? Is interesting, because if he doesn't, I'm not saying there are people in the team who can captain in his place, but I'd be interested to see in his long term for the next 13, 14 matches.
From RR's point of view, I think it will be very crucial, because they've already lost someone like Steve Smith, and Ajinkya Rahane is filling in for him as a captain of the side. So if something of this kind happens to Ajinkya Rahane, and if he has to miss few games, it will certainly be a big blow for RR's campaign.
And funnily, both the incidents have happened on the field.
Absolutely.
Sanju Samson, by the way, has had a very good domestic season as well, and he's now followed up with this entire season of IPL, 3 games, consistent numbers. Look at that, 49 of 42 balls, 37 of 22 balls, and then of course 92 today of 45 balls. It looks like, he's almost growing in confidence as the tournament goes by.
Strike rate is going faster and faster, if you see. Yeah, look, I think the other thing you have to do is just give him a slot and say, this number 3 is yours for the next season. It doesn't matter what you do. Give him that confidence and say, okay, Jao, go do what you have to. And I think they will. I think they definitely will. They're in a position to do that. The question is, how does now RCB
Did you say this before in the first half? You said Rajasthan Royals. You did, right? So you're not changing. Today's a different day.
I'm tempted to change.
You want to change? Somebody had to change, yeah. Correct. Somebody's going to be doing that.
I'm going
the
to
red
stick
table
to my
can't
guns.
change, so I think we have to change only.
So you're both now supporting Rajasthan Royals, is that right?
No, I'm tempted to, but I'm
what is tempted to? You either change or you don't change.
I'm saying that the RR is in this match with a great chance.
Okay.
But RCB is capable. I think RCB is capable of.
Safe. That's like a 50-50.
No, I'm
that.
sticking to my prediction. So I'm saying that I'm not changing my prediction, even though I know that RR has got better chance of winning this game now.
I'll have to say one thing though. Brendan McCullum will look at the bowling attack, and he'll be happy to see that there are not too many spinners out there. Because the fact of the matter is that's the one thing that bothers him. He loved this pitch, and Brendan McCullum, no matter how good a fast bowler you are, you never scare him as a fast bowler, because that's his bread and butter. So somebody like him, knowing that there aren't that many quality spinners to throw at him, he'll be fancying his chances, I'm telling you, on this pitch. He'll be fancying, and he can take you to 15-4 like that, and then suddenly what happened the previous day, the match just changes. The Jason Roy went for a big one, and immediately 195, whatever, it wasn't 200, but 195 is 195.
And the match is played in Bangalore.
Yeah.
So that's another thing to take into consideration. I think in IPL we've seen over the years that there are these two two cricket stadiums where you know that high scoring games can happen and teams can chase down big totals, and Chinnaswamy is one of them.
Like if you're a batsman waiting for the auction, IPL auction,
And you want to be
every
in
batsman says, "Yeah, Bangalore, Bangalore, please," because to bat in Bangalore, and I remember, say, batting in Kolkata in 2011 for a guy who doesn't like spin is a horrible experience. I mean, you do not like it. Bangalore is just, it's perfect for batsmen.
So what do you think the chat is inside the dressing room right now? How do they pursue this? It's just like all of us go all out, or is it
The chat-
you hang in, I'll play? What do you think is going on?
The chat will be pretty simple. I think they'll say that, look, the wicket is playing well. If they can do it, so can we. And we just have to go out there, express ourselves, and execute. So Virat is known to be a great chaser of the game. So he's got fantastic record. So I think this should get him going. These kind of situations to get Virat Kohli going, and so far in the tournament, he still has to make that mark, and he has to kickstart his tournament. So I think maybe today is the day.
Suddenly.
It's like that, he's like that motorcycle that's not starting. Katak, katak, lag raha hai, lekin it's sputtering. It's not yet hit. And he just needs one innings. So he's such a great player. He needs one innings.
देखते हैं शायद आज चल मिली लूना बन जाए लूना से सीधा हाईबूजा बन के सीधा all the way to the finish line. See, we had a question for you earlier on joy factor. I tried figuring it out, but I have no idea. Here's the reminder. Joy, take it away once again.
Okay, though this ended in May 2016, there's another version that still continues into 2018 and will finally end in the ground where it started almost 10 years later. It will finally end today, almost 10 years later. What am I talking about? Pretty significant achievement in cricket, I have to say. It's a pretty significant achievement.
So the last time we asked you this question, people started sending in answers in 5 minutes. Please take your time. Don't send it in so easily.
I know. I feel hurt.
Think about it. We feel bad. I don't know about you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a good fast bowler bowling a 150-kilometer Yorker and then seeing it go past you for a 6.
Stop being Sanju Samson, okay? So anyways, this red table is still up for grabs. Answer that question. #Cricbuzz live. And should we go back to watch the game? Yeah, perfect. It's going to be a fun chase.
It's going to be exciting
chase. I just hope that green jersey doesn't come in the way, man.
You're supposed to be neutral. You're an anchor.
See, I get 2 paychecks. I'm very confused. All right. So, okay, we go watch the game. You guys join us again. It's going to be a fun chase.